Welcome to BNEWS Weekly. I'm Phil Gallagher along with BNEWS producer Sydney Bowles, BNEWS reporters John Vias, Chris Flaherty, Bill Hayes, and Evan McNamee, Peter Brown with the weather, Gretchen Carey with the community calendar, and Marge Yetman with Senior News. Thank you for joining us. The town of Burlington has amended its policies for reserving the town common due to increased interest in holding events on the site. Under the new rules, smaller groups can rent either the east or the west side of the park, meaning some groups may have to share, and no one will be allowed to reserve for next year. Here's Select Board Office Manager Lynn Mills explaining the changes.
We have people already asking, trying to book their date for June of next year. So this way we figure it will get out, everyone will have a fair shot at it. We'll be swamped at 9 a.m. on the first
I'm sure
day in January. We're open, but we'll be prepared for that. So, and again, we just feel like most of the events that we've seen this year have not been big enough to constitute the entire common, that if people want that date bad enough, they need to share it.
Details on the new rules will go out to regular reservers in the coming months. The Economic Development Office has been approved to host 4 community beer gardens this fall. It's an expansion of a placemaking program designed to help local businesses that was begun in 2021. Last year's beer gardens drew about 1,500 people, according to Economic Development Director Melissa Tintakalis. Tintakalis said the events were so popular she's had to work hard to keep it rooted in the small business community.
As you may recall, these efforts are rooted in the master plan and our community's interest in really kind of activating our town center. So it's always been a balance because we've had more interest from some of the larger corporate restaurants that are outside town center that have wanted to participate. We've had some interest in locating it into different parts that might be outside of the kind of concentration where the small businesses are. So that has been kind of some of the challenges, good and bad, right? It's great. It created more interest and some being taken notice by some of the higher corporate level businesses, but the effort is trying to be grassroots in where we do want to support those independent businesses.
The events are scheduled for each Thursday in September. A portion of sales will go towards Burlington's food pantry, People Helping People. A beloved sculpture has returned to Burlington after a long absence. BNews reporter John Vias has the tale of Follow Your Heart, which is now safely ensconced in the sculpture park again.
The Burlington Sculpture Park has become a favorite area of art and relaxation within the town. Back in February, one of their first installments, Follow Your Heart, created by Rhode Island sculptor Mark Holy, suffered through some damage and had to return back to its place of creation. But now this wonderful red figure has been repaired and made its way back to its original spot on Saturday, July 22nd.
So for the past few months, he has been back with the sculptor, Mark Holy, getting repaired and getting a new, stronger steel core. So he's back today, got installed in the same location he was before, and he's more beautiful than ever and also stronger.
A celebratory welcome home party was in place, where kids marched across the street from the sculpture park to the town common and helped committee members place their heart-following friend back in its forever home.
We wanted to have a celebration to welcome Follow Your Heart home because he means so much to the community. So we invited the kids to come, and John wrote a special song about Follow Your Heart just for this occasion.
And then we all sing, "Could be easy and it could be hard. Either way, you gotta follow your heart." We'll do that again because it gets more complicated. Could be easy or it could be hard. Either way, you gotta follow your heart.
And the kids joined in the sing-along. We also asked kids to tell us what Follow Your Heart means to them. And then we have little rocks with hearts on them hidden around the common. And when kids find them, they bring the rock back, and Wegmans is giving them a free cookie. And then there are a few rocks that have gold hearts on them, and those kids get extra prizes of t-shirts and mugs from the sculpture park.
The lyrics of John Sachs and the Follow Your Heart sculpture together make a great symbol that binds together a community such as Burlington.
There needs to be something inspirational, and that's where I think Following Your Heart comes along. We have parks, we have a sculpture park, we have all kinds of programs for seniors and for kids and so forth, and I think that's all a question of a town getting together and saying, what do we as a town want for ourselves?
From the sculpture park to the town common, this is John Vias for BNews.
The Herb Chambers Kia dealership on Cambridge Street is seeking to expand. In a presentation before the planning board, representatives for the company said the new dealership would be more modern and more landscaped. It would also incorporate more parking into the building, so less space was taken up by parking lots outside. The changes will require an amendment to the town zoning bylaws, which means approval from town meeting, specifically a 2/3 vote. The planning board is expected to revisit the issue at a later meeting. Burlington is gaining a startup company that's producing metals for use in sustainable technologies. The company Phoenix Tailings extracts and refines rare earth metals for wind turbines and electric vehicles in a way that's more efficient than traditional mining, according to Chief Operating Officer Michelle Chow. Chow said Phoenix Tailings is the first company to use this process in the United States. The company currently has locations in Somerville and Woburn, but will close its Somerville location when it opens up shop in Burlington. It's slated to move into lab and office space at 20 North Ave, currently occupied by Vulcan Forums. Burlington Town Administrator Paul Sagarino was in the BCAT studio this week for his monthly sit-down with our team. He talked about recent communication study and a new compost program, as well as $700,000 grant to help young people aged 17 to 24 avoid becoming homeless. Here he is.
A lot of kids get sent out into the real world when they're 18. You know, every family's a little different as to what type of support that they can provide, and a lot of young folks are forced to become adults sooner than others, and sometimes there becomes a potential for homelessness there, whether they're attending school or they're just not at a point where they can support. And I think that this program can provide rental assistance for up to 2 years to help someone in that age bracket be established and to maintain their residence while they're working to get on their feet. So I mean, it's a sad topic. We hate to think of anybody being homeless, let alone young people, but we're very grateful for the opportunity to try to provide some support to those individuals in the community.
Burlington High School class of 2023 graduate Megan Ohal has received a National Merit Scholarship to attend Northeastern University, making her one of just 3,000 students nationwide to receive the honor. Ohal was BHS class of 2023 essayist and addressed her fellow graduates at the commencement ceremony. Her speech was about appreciating every moment, even the little ones. Here she is.
Life is not about the past or the future. It happens and is happening now. Time slips away swiftly, and moments that seem insignificant now will become fond memories later.
Congratulations, Megan, and good luck at Northeastern in the fall. The number of students in Burlington who speak languages other than English at home has been growing in the past few years, and BHS teachers are working on new ways to support those students. A new pilot program is aiming to help incoming kindergarten students who may need some extra help adjusting to school. Let's take a look.
Our letters are, ready? Run, run, run. Run, run, run. Long way to run.
It's a sweltering summer day in the Marshall Simons Library as a group of incoming kindergarten students are gaining important skills for the coming year.
So they are our multilingual students. So they were students whose parents had identified them as having other languages spoken in the home.
It's a new program for Burlington, as the district's English language learner population has grown from less than 100 to more than 300 in just a couple of years.
Elbows back, feet apart, feet apart.
Carrie Lamprey says that because of transportation issues and scheduling challenges, many English language learner kindergartners have not had a traditional pre-K experience.
The goal of this pilot program is to introduce our incoming multilingual kindergarten students to the idea of school. So they're going to get to see some of the routines that they will experience in kindergarten. They'll get to socialize, and they'll also get a little bit of the learning as well. So we targeted some letter sounds, so they do a letter a day, and we targeted the letter sounds that match some of the languages that are represented by our students, meaning that some of the sounds that are more tricky for certain languages.
The program is the brainchild of Burlington teachers Karen Hoyt and Melissa Parnell, who saw a need in their schools and decided to do something about it.
So a student needs to come into school ready to be at school. So starting off right away with transitioning away from their families, whether that's getting on the bus or getting out of a car, and being able to transition and come with the teachers, being able to line up, being able to take turns and share supplies, being able to raise a hand and wait to be called upon to speak rather than everybody share their ideas at the same time. And then you get into the academic pieces of it, which start with things like sitting up properly and learning to hold a pencil. So we do a lot of fine motor activities and play activities just to help build our hands and body strength so that we can then become writers and readers and students.
So what's the verdict on the pilot program so far?
We're just loving it. This is the best summer.
The success of this program would not be the same if it wasn't for the amazing volunteers that have stepped up for this program. We have one student volunteer from the high school, and she's been dedicated every day to this program.
I was able to see how people from many different backgrounds are able to learn and grow as children. It's really sweet, and these kids are really kind, and it's just really fun to see them learn and play.
We also have volunteers who are paid, either paid substitutes in the district or assistants in kindergarten during the regular school year, and they are volunteering their time to come here every day in the heat to be able to work in this program, and that just really shows the dedication that our educators have here to our students.
For BNews at the Marshall Simons Middle School, I'm Sydney Bowles.
The Green Thumbs of the Burlington Garden Club have been getting lots of attention recently, most notably for an award for their flower therapy program. BNews reporter Chris Flaherty paid the group a visit to learn about their programming.
Recently, at the 96th annual meeting of the Garden Club Federation of Massachusetts, the Burlington Garden Club was presented with a certificate of merit for their garden therapy program. Typically, the program takes place in person at Atria Long Meadow Assisted Living Community 3 to 4 times a year. But when the COVID-19 pandemic hit, the club had to switch gears.
We decided we really still wanted to do something for them. So we went to the Council on Aging, and they suggested that we make them up, and then we just send them to the homebound people.
Volunteers delivered bouquets to homebound seniors via the Meals on Wheels program.
We heard from a lot of the drivers, and they said the people were so pleased that they hadn't been forgotten, and they really loved the items that we made for them.
It's nice to be acknowledged sometimes, and when you think of the award, you think of the people who are the recipients of our little crafts and how happy it made them.
This is just one of the many awards the Garden Club has received in its 63-year history.
The Federation had a program in order to reforest some of the forests in the area. They wanted to have us make donations, so we got an award for continuing to do the donation every year.
Additionally, the Garden Club presents a scholarship to a graduating Burlington senior every year.
And we tried to focus on horticulture, environmental science, and that we've been doing it since the inception, which I think was 1987, 88.
It was $250 when we first started it, and we've gone up to $500.
Throughout the year, the Burlington Garden Club meets every fourth Wednesday at the Human Services Building from September to May, offering many different programs for interested residents and community members.
One of the things is we're not just women. We now have quite a few men that have joined our garden club and are very active.
Just a lot of education, flower arranging. We always have a holiday project that's always fun. Yeah, so the club does a lot with each other, but they do a lot for the town as well.
Until next time, this is Chris Flaherty for BNEWS Weekly.
Those wonderful planters that you see around town are also a product of the Garden Club. One of the highest awards in the world of Girl Scouts is the Silver Award, and to receive it, Scouts have to find an issue they care about and do something about it in their communities. Local Girl Scouts, Meghna Dinesh and Gwyneth McNamee, recently completed their Silver Award project, a culture fest highlighting the diverse communities in Burlington. Evan McNamee has this report.
Hello, everybody. everybody! Today we are at the Burlington's Culture Fest. We're going to take a tour of the entire world that is being represented here by some volunteers. We're going to interview the people who are running this event, along with everyone who is doing a table tonight. I'm Evan McNamee, Lucian Gates is behind camera. Let's go.
Basically, we knew Burlington was very diverse, so we thought, what if we combine all these cultures together in an event? And so we invited a lot of people who are from different cultures or countries to represent that certain culture or country, and that's how the idea started.
Most people in Burlington don't notice all of the cultures around them. They just think of it as a part of everyday life, but some of them don't know just how diverse their friends are. So what we decided to do was we decided to pull this together so people can show off their culture and show off what they do.
I do have many items here representing Jewish culture and religion. I have items from Shabbat, which includes candlesticks and candles and a Kiddush cup.
We are representing the food, the sample of the food. As you know, India is a very big and vast and different, very diverse country. We have a food, we have a pulses from the different regions of India. We have a spices, which basically are part of each and every food. Then we have a rangoli, which is a decorative design, which is made in front of the house, which is usually made by sand or by flour.
Well, I am putting out churia, which are a really big thing in Pakistani events. You normally see all women wearing churia, and doing mehndi, or known here in the Western culture as henna.
So Denmark is the home of Lego. It's where Lego was created. It's still the headquarters. So we've got a whole bunch of Legos on our table. Also, some of the most famous fairy tales have been written out of Denmark. So Hans Christian Andersen was a famous Danish author, so we have some of his books. And we also have some of the more modern toys that are also coming out of Denmark called Plus Pluses. So a lot of different fun activities, kid-oriented and a lot of fun, part of the Danish culture.
Trinidad and Tobago is located at the very bottom of the Caribbean, 21 miles off the coast of Venezuela. So sometimes people think it's associated to South America. Trinidad and Tobago, they have a mix of cultures. So what I pulled out today to share with everyone, there's a little bit of carnival, which is known as the greatest celebration on earth in Trinidad. And the costumes that are behind me are representations of what is worn in during the carnivals.
That was a fun time exploring the world. Hope to catch you next time on BCAT. I'm Evan McNamee, behind camera is Lucian Gates, and we'll talk to you soon.
The Made in Burlington Farmers and Artisans Market returned recently at the Wayside Common. BNews reporter Bill Hayes has the story.
Hi, I'm Bill Hayes from BNEWS Weekly, and we're here at the Farmers and Artisans Market here at Wayside. It's a beautiful, hot, sunny afternoon. The venue looks great. Let's go take a look. We spoke with Carrie Berger, marketing manager of Wayside, about the event.
So the Wayside Farmers and Artisan Market has been going on for the past couple of years, and we're looking forward to doing more. As you see, we have great vendors here. We have a farm here, we have crafts, we have jewelry, we have arancini. We have an opportunity for kids to decorate rocks. We have Wally the Wayside Worm. So as you see, we have a lot going on here. We love to be able to support the local vendors.
We spoke with vendors about their products, ranging from fruits and vegetables to feel-good clothing.
We are a family farm. My daughter, who is currently my boss, is the 5th generation to run the farm. I actually married into the family, so my husband is 4th generation, my daughter is 5th generation. We grow pretty much all kinds of vegetables that you've heard of and some things you've never heard of, maybe like kohlrabi is something people maybe not have heard of. We grow different varieties of eggplant. This is a Japanese eggplant, things like that. Everything was grown on our farm. Everything was picked today.
My business started about 15 years ago. A friend of mine introduced me into making earrings, which I thought was wonderful. And then it just slowly turned into all these other things. I have the earrings and I do other jewelry, scarves, the hair bows for the kids. So much fun.
All handmade.
All handmade.
Magic Turtle is a new kids lifestyle brand promoting happiness, joy, and tranquility. The Magic Turtle has healing properties to it, and we created the logo together. And the MAJK stands for Mark, Ashley, Julie, and Kyle, which is my husband and children.
So I'm a designer by trade and, photographer. So I said, yeah, let's do it. What's going to hurt? And then we started out with the logo, and then it led to a couple products, and now we have 250 products on Etsy, and we're in the Anacalisa at the Burlington Mall.
Made in Burlington started as a Facebook page, and we became a pop-up shop, and it was only going to be 2 months, and it has now been a year and a half. We're still going strong thanks to the Burlington community. You guys keep us going, and it's been fantastic. I actually got some crafting done, and so I have some of my paint kits here. I have some flower pot kits, decorate your flower pot, plant some seeds, bird feeders, and then some of my cups and tumblers, and yes.
Well, that was a great way to spend a Wednesday afternoon at the Farmers and Artisans Market at Wayside. For BNEWS Weekly, I'm Bill Hayes.
Okay, it's been pretty hot, so if you don't have air conditioning and you're a senior, you want to go to the library or go to the senior center. And at the senior center, there's a lot going on in August, so let's check in with Council on Aging Director Marge Jetman to get the details.
Hello. Just a reminder for those looking for it that we don't publish an August newsletter. All of the August information is in the July newsletter. The only thing that wasn't in the newsletter was a ballroom dance class that we added late. Ballroom dancing will take place on Thursday, August 3rd and 10th from 3 to 4 p.m. following bingo. There will be instruction and practice, and the sign-up for the class is on the board now. You do not need to bring a partner. We'll have an ice cream social on Tuesday, August 1st, with the list to sign up on the board now. New Orleans Jazz Band will be here August 2nd. Delvina will return with Bon Appetit, the sequel to Meet Julia Child, on Tuesday, August 8th at 1 p.m. Bon Appetit is sponsored by the Burlington Cultural Council. Deb McLean from Minuteman Senior Services will teach us smart shopping on Wednesday, August 9th at 1 p.m. Our musical movie for August is Wizard of Oz on Monday, August 14th at 12:30 p.m. and is sponsored by Havenly Care Solutions. Many in younger generations are moving away from paid cable and watching TV using YouTube. So if you are sick of paying for hundreds of channels with nothing to watch, this may be the perfect presentation for you. Learn how to use YouTube to find topics, channels, and creators of interest to you, including cooking, travel, music, health and fitness, how-to videos, and even your own COA director. There's something for everyone, and there will be demonstrations of some great channels. They will also offer tips for staying safe online and lots more. Come learn how to use YouTube to watch TV on Wednesday, August 16th at 1 p.m. Also on the 16th, we'll show The Parent Trap for pizza and a movie at 4 p.m. and with a snack on Monday the 24th at 12:30 p.m. Then, join us on Tuesday the 22nd at 1 p.m. when we'll be celebrating Italian heritage with music and treats. And we'll end summer with an ice cream social on Tuesday the 29th and the return of Joe Leary on Wednesday the 30th with songwriters of the 60s and 70s. The Grief Support Group did not meet in July, but will meet again in August on the 9th at 10 a.m. Anyone who has lost a loved one recently or in the last several months is welcome. The BVRC, through the Board of Health, is offering A Matter of Balance in the fall and then again next spring. A Matter of Balance is an 8-week course that meets weekly for 2 hours each session. A Matter of Balance is for anyone concerned about falls, has fallen in the past, or just wants to improve their flexibility, balance, and strength. Fall classes begin Tuesday, September 5th and run through October 24th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. For more information, call the Board of Health office at 781-270-1955. Although the weather has been very moderate in Burlington this summer, at least up until this week, the weather has been insane all over the world. It makes you wonder what to expect next and if and when we might experience extreme weather ourselves. The most important thing you can do is be prepared and never be afraid to ask for or accept help when the weather is acting up. Weather begins to affect you more as you get older, and I'm not talking 60s or 70s, I'm talking 40s. So don't try to tough it out if your house is hot. Use your air conditioner. If you have one, if you don't have one, get one. Need help getting one? Call us. Or if you have friends or family nearby, ask. Do not be afraid to ask. No one wants to see you succumb to heat or cold. When fall comes around, if you don't already have fuel assistance and need help paying for your heat, call us and we'll help you apply. No one in this town should be suffering from heat or cold while sitting in their own home. When the weather is hot, make sure you spend the hottest part of the day inside. Don't go out and start taking care of the yard at 10 a.m. If you feel lightheaded or dizzy, get somewhere cool and drink some cool or cold water. If you don't begin to feel better in a few minutes, call 911 and let them check you out. Better safe than sorry, and they don't mind helping prevent something more dire happening like heat stroke. And extremely important, make sure you stay hydrated, even if it means more trips to the bathroom. That's all for now. I'm Marge Yetman, and I hope to see you at the Senior Center.
Looks like it's going to be hot and humid this week. Let's turn to weatherman Peter Brown for the latest, and stay tuned for the community calendar with Gretchen Carey.
Well, hello everyone, this is Peter Brown with your weather for the next 7 days. Here we are heading in towards the very end of July, and starting our period on Friday, we are actually going to be having some warm temperatures out there, temperatures in the low to mid 90s out there, but thereafter getting into the weekend and into next week, we're going to see a gradual cooling trend again. Nothing too new for this summer, the way things have been going. As we get towards the end of the period, next Thursday, our average highs when we get into the beginning of August, again, should be in the mid-80s. And we're going to be a good 6 to 7 degrees cooler than that because we're going to see that building in of clouds again. And we're going to be going into that kind of humid, cooler, and very wet pattern that we saw for most of June and the first half of July. So keep that in mind. It looks like wet times are ahead again. So as we go ahead, let's take a look at the Climate Prediction Center's calling for us here in the Burlington area in terms of temperatures and precipitation. Again, looking at this map again, nothing too surprising here for us here in New England. They're expecting us to have a very good chance of below average temperatures. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to be really chilly out there, just it's not going to be in those mid to upper 80s like we should be seeing at this time of the year. Looking at our precipitation chances again for us, especially here in southern New England, they are expecting us to have a fairly good chance of above average precipitation. So again, a little bit cooler and a little bit wetter, so back to our normal pattern that we've been seeing since the start of the summer. So as we go ahead, let's take a look at those 7 days of weather coming up. And again, starting up here on Friday, this is probably, if you love the summer weather, this is going to be the pick of the entire period. It is going to be, again, very warm out there, very humid, temperatures in the mid-90s, very warm and sticky at night. Thereafter, as we get into Saturday, we're going to see those showers to continue as a cold front comes by, and that's going to drop our temperatures a little bit down into the 70s by the time we get to Sunday. Actually, Sunday will be very pleasant out there. It'll be sunny, dry again, a little bit cool for this time of the year, and that's going to continue as we get into the start of the work week. We'll see a couple of showers come back into the picture maybe Monday, but temperatures staying below average again, only in the upper 70s to low 80s, and by the time we get to Thursday, it looks like that humid pattern is going to come back, and we may see some steadier to heavier rain, and temperatures staying only in the mid to upper 70s. So everyone, get out there, enjoy the weather, have that umbrella handy, and have a great week.
Hi, I'm Amy Poehler, and you're watching BCAT. Go Red Devils.
Hey everyone, I'm Gretchen Carey, and this is your Community Calendar. On August 2nd from 5 to 7 p.m., the Burlington Fire and Police Department will be having Safety Night at Wegmans and 3rd Avenue. Everyone is welcome, and the event is free. On August 3rd from 6:30 to 7:15 p.m., the Burlington Public Library will be having the children's performance called Popcorn, a circus variety show. Pre-registration is required. Please go to burlingtonpubliclibrary.org. On August 5th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., the Burlington Parks and Recreation Department will be having their annual Celebrate Burlington event on the Town Common. Everyone is welcome to attend. For more information, go to burlingtonrecreation.org. For more community calendar events, go to bcattv.org, burlingtonpubliclibrary.org, and burlingtonrecreation.org. I'm Gretchen Carey, and that was your Community Calendar.
And as we do every week, let's finish with a photo sent in by a member of the community. This one comes from BCAT's own engineer, Rob Zahora, who says, I was walking at the mill pond today and ran across this family of yellow patches mushrooms. But be careful, if you see these in the wild, they're considered inedible and poisonous. I guess They're inedible because they're poisonous. Thanks, Rob. If you get a photo you'd like to see shared here, email it to us at bcat@bcattv.org with the subject line Photo of the Week. Okay, that's it from the news desk. We're going to go out with a sunset salsa event at the Burlington Mall. I'm Phil Gallagher. This is B News. Thank you for watching.